Okay, next question from Blumper. Here we go. You ready?
Oh, no. All right.
Hey, Doug and Kenan, can you rank every M3 from worst to best? We've been ranking all these cars every week. I want to preface this, because when we cut this into a short, we're not going to include my preface, but I want to preface it anyway. People get so mad. They're like, you said the E34 M5 is the worst? You're terrible. And it's like, I'm not saying it's the worst car.
No,
we're talking about great cars here.
As stated, we're talking about it. They're all excellent cars. Picking
Every
amongst them
M3.
is like, it's like da-da-da-da-da. It's
Right.
that close.
Like the E34 M5 is still, in my opinion, one of the great German cars of all time.
I agree.
It's just that when we're ranking all the M5s,
One has
to be
worse.
last. And it's funny because you get two things when you see the comments of these. People hating us, and then people making their own rankings, and then they get comments of people hating them. Like there's no ranking that satisfies everyone.
Right. So thank you for coming up with another one that we have to spread more hate and vitriol.
Okay,
throughout
so
the internet.
M3 is tough. We're going to
It's not
disagree
tough for the
sharply.
It's not tough for the first one.
Oh my God, what are you going to say?
Oh, you're going to say that it's the G80.
He's going to say E30, obviously.
No, he's going to say G80.
Since I wrote this question into the doc, I've been debating this very thing, and now I have to choose.
Damn it. I
You
think
can
he's
start
going to
at
say
worst if you
G80.
want. You can start at worst.
Well, for me, the best one, I'll just say it as it is. I think the E46 M3 is the best.
There's no four-door.
So?
There's a convertible.
Well, guess what the M3 started as? A two-door. It should be a two-door.
Dang.
But
I understand that the BMW disagrees with themselves on that
the
one.
M3 isn't a two-door anymore. It's not even a two-door.
It's not available.
Things change.
The 3 Series is not available as a
You're
two-door.
talking about heritage. Like
Yeah,
what
but you're
an
saying what it started as. Well, things change. It should be a four-door.
It should be a four-cylinder too, technically. But
Yeah. What about that?
But I
What about
think-
box fenders?
BMW makes six-cylinder engines. That's their core competency engine. Like that's what they made. That's what they made forever. They're known for that.
Still make
That has
them,
the S54 is, in my opinion, the finest six-cylinder engine that they made. You could argue the B58 is up there too, and some people
Filippo would make that argument.
right. He's a
Wait,
B58, he's a B58 guy.
Is the B58 the 3-liter?
B58 guy. It's the current one and everything. Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
But I think the S54, it's everything an M car should have. High revving, naturally aspirated, six-cylinder engine. Like that is BMW,
Yep.
and that is the M3 that
You've
has
made
it.
a good argument.
So I think that and looks amazing, drives amazingly well. It comes from BMW's golden era, the early 2000s. Like it has its problems, but it's the one.
You've made a good argument.
Okay.
Was this what were the two on the top of your list? Was it
The
that?
G80 and the E30. Exactly
And the
what you
E30.
guys both said I would say, and I don't know. But you've made a good argument for the E46. I fault it for not having a sedan because I know that the M3 didn't start as a sedan, but to me what it is and was best at was being a practical little toss-about car. And the E36 M3 sedan was great at it, and later M3s have pretty much were very popular sedans and then became only sedans.
A great little tossable car. So one would say that with less doors would make it a little bit.
But the added practicality without really losing much in terms of size is what that car to me was the best at. Like a coupe, if I want a coupe, I want a Cayman. I want a car that was purpose built as a sports car.
Yeah.
Whereas
I
the
get
M3
that.
the E46 M3 was taken as your mom drives it kind of coupe and turned into a sports car. I want a purpose built sports car like a Boxster.
But that's what BMW M does. That's what BMW does with they don't build sports cars really. The Z4 exists and the Z3 before that, but like
This is gonna be a
the
long
Z8
one. I can tell.
It's gonna be long, but yeah, I'm gonna give my list then. Since
Okay.
you need to
M1,
think.
not a sports car, by the way.
Technically, it was a supercar at the time.
Okay, all right.
So E46
Plus,
M3
remember Lambo built it. All right.
is
so
that the
E46
top for me? Then I would say, personally, I think E9X M3.
Oh, wow.
The V8.
God.
Wow. That is a
my
surprise for all of
God.
us.
BMW, what they do is they build six cylinders.
I tried
And
to
then the-
guess for you. I wrote down before you started talking, and I had E9X as the second to last one. For you, that's what I thought you were going to say.
No,
Okay.
the E9X still like although it is not as traditional in terms of its engine, it's the only weird one.
Instead of
actually.
an inline six, which BMW is famous for, the second best M3 actually doesn't have one at all.
Can
know,
I tell you
but
one interesting thing about doing the M3s? There are 6 M3s. One interesting thing about doing the M3s is the M5s, the Corvettes, there are some that are not as good, clearly. It's hard with the M3s.
Yeah.
It's really
They're all
hard. 'cause
pretty-
they're
I don't
all-
see one in
there's not-
here that F80's probably got to be last.
I think F80 is probably I think
E36.
Kind of known
hard.
in
You're over
love
US.
the ETH.
Okay, I'm going to throw another curveball. S52 swapped E30. That's first.
We need Kenan to answer.
All right.
Kenan, all right, you've gone through the first two, which is E46 and then E9X. What's next?
Then I would say it's so difficult.
Doug, give
I
me
would
the
say
list while
probably
you think.
then E30.
Oh, wow,
for me.
okay.
because it's a lot of money to go slow, but it is really well balanced and it is very attractive. And not as much as it used to be.
And
It's come
once
down a lot.
again, not a 6-cylinder, but okay.
No, but
Yeah,
it's the first.
BMW
it's the first
does
one.
6 cylinders. It's number 2 and number 3 cars don't
not
have them. All right,
6 cylinders.
continue.
Right.
So you got E30 next. So now you got to pick between E36, F80, and G80.
Right. I think I would put. I think because the E36 comes in a Euro, I think I'd put E36 next. Do I have to put the US somewhere else?
spec cars.
No,
we're just talking US.
You're just talking US. Yikes. You got to go
Where
G80
do we
next.
live?
You have to go G80 next. Have you driven a G80?
I still haven't.
Put you in a G80, you put it above the E30. Put it above the E9X.
I'll bet I wouldn't. I think. Yeah. Okay. I would.
E30, give me
I'm going to
give me
say.
a
I'm going to say G. I'm going to say. I'm going to say E36
Okay.
still, then G80, then
F80.
F80, and then
That's it.
That's it.
And that's the end.
All right, Doug,
My
give me a
list is completely different.
Give it to me.
I'm going to say G80 first. It is sacrilege. I'm going to get destroyed in the
Yeah.
comments for this.
Destroyed.
I'm not
But I
touching
got to
that
be
one.
honest with you.
Isle of Man
the
Green,
fact that they're still
Kalahari.
doing a stick.
Kalahari.
The fact that they're still doing a stick sedan that is that fast and that fun, I guarantee you 98% of the people in the comments are driving modded E9Xs with mismatched wheels and a wrong color hood, and they've never been in a G80. The G80 is a seriously excellent car still.
Yeah.
What BMW does great is build 6 cylinders, little cars that are tossable and manual, and they still do it, and it is still great. And I get that it's ugly, but it is not all that big yet. If we'd like for the E39 M5 size, we got to like the G88 M3 size, and it is a fun, seriously fun car to drive. I get that it's ugly, but not every car on this list is attractive.
I don't disagree with that. It's a hard sell over the rest of the lineage, but it's a great car.
It's a great car. Wireless CarPlay.
But is it going to be considered an icon? The E46 and
I will tell
E30,
you
those are
this.
icons for a reason.
In 25
The
years,
last manual.
everyone's going to say
I
G80 is
don't
first.
disagree.
Everyone is going
I
to say
love
G80
that
is first.
car. I love that car. We live right now.
Yeah, but I can see where this is going.
We've
The
said
next
that.
one will be a plug-in. The next one will be an automatic. Then they're going to go electric. They're going to get even uglier. And in 25 years, people are going to look back at the G80, the last manual, the last 6-cylinder, and say, just like they do with the Carrera GT and the Ford GT and the RS4 and all those cars, the R8, all those cars from that era, that was the end.
I know, but
we
you're-
didn't know it at the time. We hated some of those cars at the time. Now we love them.
Right.
That's going to be the
you're
G80
acting
story.
like the other cars still exist. It's not like they've completely
Yeah, but
disappeared.
I would rather have a G80. It's more powerful. It's more fun. Honestly, it's still incredibly fun to throw around. It's faster than all these other cars around a racetrack, so it handles great too. And it's a modern car.
Here's the thing about you, Rook. This is another tangent. But another thing about you is you say this stuff about the car, then you drive one of the other ones. You're like, this is actually better. We need to do
the other cars.
We need to do a challenge where you drive all of them back to back to back, and then decide.
I've
which
driven
you're
all these cars pretty extensively over time.
I know, but
like
you forget.
Like seriously, pretty extensively. I mean, I gotta go G80 first.
What's after G80?
E30,
Yeah.
then E46, then it's US only.
Yeah.
Okay. E92, E36, and F80.
Poor F80. What did F80 ever do to
F80
you?
is great.
Well,
F80 is an awesome car. It just represented the beginning of a largening
The
car.
G80 is just a better
and
version
the
of
G80
F80,
is a
yeah.
better F80.
And
Like ultimately,
I think that the F80 is actually one of the best looking M3s.
Yeah,
the
looks
issue
great.
I have with it is it is pretty sanitized, and there's no way to make that car sound good. You put exhaust on it, it sounds awful.
okay.
So,
Those
but
are
your
our
list
lists.
is a little crazy, but
I know everybody's going to hate G80, but I promise you, come back to this pod in 20 years.
we'll both have them.
Long gone. But I promise you,
still
I can
here.
see where this is going. The cars that people hate are the ones that become desirable later. And the fact that this is the end of the line, we will look back on this and say, the cars are all old now, but at least the G80 is the newest, the fastest that ever got what BMW did so well.
I don't disagree, but we see which direction it's going, and it makes me appreciate the older stuff more.
Maybe, but the problem with the older stuff is it's unreliable, it's slow, and in the case of the E46,
No, the only reason the new stuff is not reliable because it's not old yet. Give it time, it'll have problems. That's the BMW way.
If you've been watching my videos for a long time, you'll remember I used to take my cars to CarMax to see what they'd offer me as a trade-in value. These videos were fun and popular as they would often give me a wildly inaccurate number for the cars. Submit your cool car to Cars and Bids in just a few minutes, and you'll be connected with an auction manager manager from my team who will help your car go live on Cars and Bids, where you'll get way more money for your car than trading it in to a big box dealer. Look at how much these cars sold for on Cars and Bids compared to their trade-in value. Here's a trade-in offer, and this is the Cars and Bids result. Here's a trade-in value and the Cars and Bids result. And this was a trade-in value, and this was the Cars and Bids result. Get started now and sell your car on carsandbids.com.